There's a lot going on in the world, and it's really easy to get distracted and caught up in it if you're not in your own awareness of what's going on within yourself. So, some of the things I want to touch upon are what we can do ourselves when we're unable to be there in places where chaos and things are going on in the world. When I was sitting down this morning in my meditation, all right, first off, welcome. Thank you for joining. I'm going to create a couple videos from this specifically for the meditation part. So even if you tune in late or later after this particular broadcast is live, you can go to my YouTube channel and you can watch them separately. And especially I encourage you to do them daily. It really does help the more we do things in community. The unity of bringing one another together can raise the vibration that much more. We can do our own personal work, but if we can do it together with the group consciousness, with the intention to elevate, to inspire, it's always about bringing that spirit from within us and collectively joining so that we can heal individually and collectively, inside, outside. And all of it's a reflection of what is going on within us. When you see the stuff that's going on around the world, you got to take time to reflect. How is that a mirror of what's going on within me? And even if it doesn't feel like it, you don't think it is, there's an unconscious, really deep sense of your participation, your contribution. I know we all are working to heal ourselves, to live the best lives we can, to be kind to ourselves and to be kind to others. Everything starts with self. And no matter whether you're consciously working to heal or unconsciously working to heal, we're all doing the work on some level. But the more conscious and aware of your own self you are, the more opportunity you have for growing in quantum leaps. So when you self-initiate, when you choose to make a shift, because that shift starts with you, you create a ripple and it joins with the rest of us that are rippling. We are all not just drops in the ocean, but we are all collectively the ocean. We are all bodies of water. Water is a reflection of our emotions. And the imbalance of water in our physical bodies influences our emotional body and our mental body. Simple techniques, and when you find that you yourself are upset or angry, halt. HALT. Am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Am I tired? Or am I thirsty? Or maybe the temperature is too much, it's too hot, it's too cold. These are different ways we can tune into ourselves just in the moment, and we can come back to the breath at all times. The more powerful the breath, the more vital, the more richer you're living your life, the more you can expand that belly, take in deep breaths into the pelvic floor, and then contract and really squeeze out any toxins, releasing anything that no longer serves. That breath of life, that life force is there to support you. It's all about the life force. If we don't have breath, we have nothing. So thank you very much, Sherry. I also want to talk a little bit more about these signs of the times and what I've been receiving for information, what I've been feeling, what I've been sensing. When I don't do my practice, my personal practice, I feel the difference. I notice the difference. Maybe I'm not as motivated. I feel sluggish. I'm tired. It's easier for me to not want to follow through or to do things. In fact, it brings a little depression for me, maybe even anxiety. But the reality is, I know my practice is effective. I know the technology, the teachings that I've learned over the years through Kundalini Yoga, through regular yoga, through books I've read, the research I've done, the personal experience that I've had, has given me the insight, the intuition, that deep connection with my knowing and myself of who I am, to have the wisdom to recognize that I am a soul, and I'm housed in this human suit, and I need to honor this because this is my temple housing my soul. And that the more I'm able to go within and confront some of the crazy thoughts that go through my head, the more I'm willing to confront them in a way that's like really stirs it up, and I sit with the discomfort, the more I'm finding comfort, the more I'm finding my peace within. And when I find my peace within, then that's reflected around me. The more I do my work, the more I see how it affects those in my life, friends and family, and the world in general. Because when I go out, I see the people I encounter, I recognize through new faces, smiles, or, going to the grocery store. It's mirrored back to me what it is I'm doing for myself and others. And that can't be taken lightly. So no matter what you do in your life, everyone, everything, every situation is showing up to you where you're at. If you're already starting off the day in a bad mood, chances are things tend to spiral out, and then everything and everyone and situations you're faced with are there to wake you up and see if you're aware and if you can shift that. Because you can. You have the power. You have the power to choose. We have the power to choose how we look at things, to kind of change the filter, change the lens and how we see it. It's easy to look outside the world and see all the bad that's going on, but are you willing to look for all the good too? There's such a thing as being an awareness of what's going on and then truly attaching to it and getting stuck in it. We are so easily influenced because our culture, our society, our family, we created all these patterns and these ways to handle life based on our experiences growing up. And we were served with that, those coping mechanisms, those ways to behave for a good portion of our lives. But I believe 2020 is about getting clear on what it is no longer serves, so we can shed that off and really move into the vision of what we desire. And again, it's choice. It's showing up. It's doing the work, even if it's uncomfortable. I trust that if you're willing to sit with the discomfort, you will find your comfort. I know it for myself. And yes, it is a constant expansion, contraction situation. And that's the theme that I was discussing the other day with a girlfriend about how I sit in my practice. And yesterday especially, there were moments where I was in little bits of pity party, little bits of like victimhood status of, really sad. This isn't working out. I'm sad that didn't work out. And having that grief, the remorse of, how could I have done things better? But then I also recognized that I was seeing it the way I was seeing it. I was in that place of sadness, of grief, and I was honoring it, going, wow, okay, that's what's coming up for me right now, and it's okay. And I see it. Is there more for me to gain from this? Because if it's constantly coming up, then there's some little nugget in there that I haven't yet gleaned. I haven't yet, latched onto and recognized that, oh, that's what that was there for me to recognize. That's the gift in the moment of, why do these thoughts just keep coming up? Why do I feel this way? You have to confront it. You have to ask. whether it's journaling or mentally thinking about it. I find journaling is especially helpful because you literally get it out of your head and on paper. And that can lift a huge weight off of you, especially if you're someone who's very much in your head. And I am one of those people. So right now, as the new year has started, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, stuff that's been going on. It's not that it hasn't, it's just, the media has a tendency to amplify and make it even bigger than it maybe is. And I'm not saying or belittling or trying to discount what is going on. It's very important to be aware, because in the awareness of what is going on, there's something for each of us to reflect internally. How is it I can heal this situation outside of myself within myself? Because everything starts with self. And we can't deny something and act like, well, I have nothing to do with that, and point fingers. Because all that is being victim of the circumstances instead of taking control and ownership and responsibility for your own thoughts, feelings, beliefs, whatever it is that's holding you back. If you feel challenged in life right now, the reality is we're always expanding or contracting at all times, just like the breath. We take it in and we expand out, and then we let it go, we contract within. Also, it's just like when we meditate, when we take the time to do our personal practice. We go within, we contract. We go within for the intuition, for the knowing, the sense of self, connection, to dive into that intimacy, that true relationship to yourself, your soul. And then when we've gleaned some insight, we go out, we expand, so that we can share that and uplift and use that vibration that we're working on for ourselves to uplift community, to uplift the world. And then we go back in to replenish that. So the contraction, the going within, is our opportunity to reconnect, to refill our own cups, to replenish our energy, to nurture and nourish ourselves. And then that expansion, that exhalation, that going outside is when we can provide and serve from that full cup. So this is what life is. It's a series of waves. We're in and out, in and out. But we have to be willing to recognize these cycles, these movements, these ebbs and flows, the things that come into our lives. Whether we're on the pendulum swinging back and forth. I love that analogy. I've used it for years. What I've been sensing for 2020 already as we came into it is how much I felt I was having the conversation yesterday, how much it feels like we're going out and coming back in a lot quicker. For some of us who've been doing a lot of this work for years, especially, we're more attuned. And so we can recognize these little nuances. So when I'm going within, I'm filling my cup, but then I'm going out and I'm sharing, and then I go, whoa, and then I need to go back in a lot quicker now. It feels like there's a speeding up of a lot of things that are happening in the world, literally firing us up. Because our souls are saying, listen, it's time to shed that old stuff. I want to live a full, rich life. I no longer want to sit in that space of angst and worry and fear and anger. What do you think the world is experiencing right now? The earth is expressing herself. We are hearing about Australia. We haven't forgotten about the Amazon, California. We have fires all around the world right now. And Mother Earth is trying to say, listen, by expressing through this, that as a reflection, there's a lot of anger within us. I know I still have some. I would never deny something within myself. It's a reflection. It's a reflection of myself and everyone else. And collectively, Mother Earth reflects back to us where we're at. A lot of times we want to point fingers and say it's somebody's fault, or the way people eat, or the way people, what they buy. It's a lot of different things. It's all the choices we make. It's all the actions we take. It's the thoughts we have. It all starts within. And it all starts with the seed. The planting of whatever it is we have going on within ourselves is expressing itself outside of us. Let's not point any more fingers. 2020 is about being clear on who we are, really taking ownership and responsibility for the choices we made in the past, not to shame you, not to blame you, not to point fingers at anybody else, but to go, wow, okay, here are my boundaries and my limitations. I can work with these. Because the clearer you are about yourself, the more you can proceed with actionable, loving, kind, responsive versus reactionary steps to bettering your life, improving upon whatever it is you want to improve, building what you want to build. Whatever it is you want in this life, you have to heal within. And then, of course, it's all gravy, but then it comes through, like I said, in waves. We have uprisings in other countries. I am aware of what's going on in Iran and here. And so, again, it's reflection. It's reflection of where we're at. And the two things I want to do today is share with you two meditations that are very powerful. The first one is to calm the fires around the world. And the second one is to stop the drums of war. Now, this past weekend in Kundalini Yoga teacher training, we did both of these meditations. And we saw that the rain started in Australia. So if you're willing and you have the time, even if not right this moment, we will do this together. And I can also share the links to my YouTube below. This way you can go back to it, maybe make it part of your daily practice to support what is going on in the world. Because that's going to heal you first. And then collectively, the more we're willing to come together, whether it's digitally or in community, physically, mentally, intentions are everything. Give yourself attention, setting an intention, so that we can focus on the love and the peace that we want to experience. Before we continue, though, I did want to pull a couple cards that just came to me. Now, this particular deck is from Carolyn Miss, the archetype type cards. And I thought it would be rather powerful to go ahead and see which archetype comes up. So the first one we're going to pull is going to be for the earth. Wow, I don't know what it is, but I do feel it. And those of you out there who are very sensitive and you have psychic gifts, even if you don't, I guarantee you're feeling them. You're feeling them come to fruition. You're feeling a little bit like if you didn't know you had them and you've been seeing and feeling and maybe audibly hearing things, visions, dreams. Don't be scared. It's your God-given gift. So the card for the earth is healer, light attributes, and shadow attributes. So we'll read that. The light attributes are passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing. You can't make these cards up when they get pulled. The shadow attributes of the healer are taking advantage of those who need help and failing to care for oneself. So we are all healers. We are all psychic. We just need to tap in and tune into what that is for us. So in addition to the card, we have the book. Healer says the wounded healer, the caregiver, nurse, or therapist. It manifests as a passion to serve others by repairing body, mind, and spirit. And that can start with yourself. The healer has an inherent strength and ability to assist people in transforming their pain and into a healing process, and to channel the energy needed to generate physical and emotional changes. Look beyond the obvious definition of what you do professionally to a continual pattern of trying to heal others. I don't believe there's a person out there that isn't serving. It's easy to think that somebody's not serving just because it doesn't look according to what your ideal is, but that's your belief system, and I encourage you to challenge your own belief systems, because those are the stories we create and those are the lives we live. It's based on what we believe, because what you believe you will achieve and you will actually experience. So the next one is for everyone, the people of the earth. Wow. I have to check and see what this means. I know there were extra cards in here, but I don't know I haven't played with these very much. So we have the different archetypes, obviously. But then we have these blank cards. I might have to come back to this. Or I may have to post something below. So let's just pull another card for that one. So this is for the collective. This is for humanity. People. Wow. Victim. Victim. How many of you out there are feeling like a victim? I am that too. Yogi Bhajan, one of the sutras of the Aquarian age, is recognize the other person as you. It's very easy to fall into victimhood and not think you're there. Victimhood is whenever we assume the externals are what are responsible for where we're at, and we give away our power instead of taking it on. So this particular card says, for the light attributes, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. It's taking your personal power back. But being the victim prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. That's the healed light aspect of the victim. The shadow attributes are playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries. We create our own victimhood most of the times. We just are unwilling to step into that. I know I have. I've had to own a whole lot of that in my past. So it says, when properly recognized, the victim alerts you when you're in danger of letting yourself be victimized, either through passively or rash, inappropriate actions. It also helps you to see your own tendency to victimize others for personal gain. That one's powerful. And that in itself can become an addiction. It's very easy to tell a sob story in a way that you're trying to manipulate and use others. And, if you do it, you got to own it. Doesn't mean you got to go out blurting it to the world. The most important thing is, you take responsibility and you sit with why. Why is that? Why would you do that? You're the one who needs to learn the lesson in it. Nobody else needs to be pointing fingers at you. I mean, hey, we're talking about victimhood here. The shadow victim shows you that you might like to play the role because of the positive feedback you get in the form of sympathy or pity. And it says everyone has this archetype. The goal is always to learn how to recognize these inappropriate attitudes in accordance in ourselves or others to act accordingly. So that's what we have for the cards there. I will come back to the other open-ended one. It says a lot. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do the first meditation. I've put the mantra, the words, in the description so that you can refer to it. The first one is, first we're going to tune in. So it's Om Namo Gurudev Namo. I bow to that inner guru within myself. It's basically bringing the light to the dark, because what happens is there's no such thing as one or the other, but they're one and together as a whole. And we want to bring ourselves to wholeness. So we're going to tune in to our higher self, our soul, to all the teachers before us, because we're all connected. We're going to rub our hands briskly together. Make sure you're nice and comfortable. Easy seated position in a chair. Make sure you're not driving. And bring the hands to heart center. We'll chant 3 to 5 times to tune in. Inhale to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. One more time. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale, suspend the breath. Squeeze up on the anus, the sex organs, the navel point. Really draw that energy up to the crown of the head. Press the tongue to the roof of the mouth. If you need to sip in a little bit more air, inhale. And then exhale. Release the hands down in Gian Mudra. Thumbs and index tips touching. So we're going to do the first meditation. The first meditation is to calm the fires around the world. So you can visualize while you're doing this the fires in Australia, the fires in the Amazon, around in California and around the world. Wherever there are fires burning, imagine in your mind's eye that they're being extinguished, that the earth is breathing. You'll see the smoke come up from the what were extinguished flames. Imagine the animals are safe. And just use the power of the breath, the prana, to push that mantra out. So it's prana, apana, SUSHMANA, HAREE, HAREE, HUD, HAREE, HUD, HAREE, HUD, HAREE. So 2 lines end with HAREE. And we'll do that the entire time. I am going to time us. We're going to do it for 3 minutes first. And then I encourage you, if you want to do it for longer, because it's a powerful, powerful meditation, I encourage you to continue and do it as a practice, an intention, imagining peace, imagining the earth in harmony, because we have to extinguish our own flames. We have to sometimes be brought to tears to put out the flames in our heart that have been burning, that have been crying. We have to deal with our own grief, our own anger, in order to see it affected in the world. All right, so bringing, again, the eyes will be closed. Focus on the third eye point between the eyebrows. Gian Mudra. Close your eyes down and let's begin. Prana, apana, SUSHMANA, HAREE, HAREE, HUD, HAREE, HUD, HAREE, HUD, HAREE. Prana, apana, SUSHMANA, HAREE, HAREE, HUD, HAREE, HUD, HAREE, HUD, HAREE. Prana, apana, SUSHMANA, HAREE, HAREE, HUD, HAREE, HUD, HAREE, HUD, HAREE. Prana, apana, SUSHMANA, HAREE, HAREE, HUD, HAREE, HUD, HAREE, HUD, HAREE. Prana, apana, SUSHMANA, HAREE, HAREE, HUD, HAREE, HUD, HAREE, HUD, HAREE. Prana, apana, SUSHMANA, HAREE, HAREE, HUD, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari. Prana, Apana, Shushmana, Hari, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari. Prana, Apana, Shushmana, Hari, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari. Prana, Apana, Shushmana, Hari, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari. Prana, Apana, Shushmana, Hari, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari. Prana, Apana, Shushmana, Hari, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari. Prana, Apana, Shushmana, Hari, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari. Prana, Apana, Shushmana, Hari, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari. Prana, Apana, Shushmana, Hari, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari. Last one. Prana, Apana, Shushmana, Hari, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari. Prana, Apana, Shushmana, Hari, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari, Had, Hari. Inhale, suspend the breath, pull in and up at the anus, the sex organs, the navel points, squeeze to the back of the spine, press the tongue at the roof of the mouth, draw that energy up. Exhaling out, inhale again, squeeze that Mulaban. Exhale, last time. Inhale. And exhale, release. Keeping your eyes closed down, place your hands over your heart and just go within and just send that healing love. Send rains, the water, to extinguish that burning pain within and of the earth. Imagine all the animals safe. Imagine the people and families safe, supporting one another, coming together to join and find this healing for ourselves and Mother Earth. I'd love to know how you enjoyed that particular chanting. That was only 3 minutes, but 3 minutes can go a long way. And if you don't have time for more, every little bit counts. Even if you did a minute. This is the thing about life. Sometimes we get in a perfectionist type mentality that we're afraid to do something because we want to do it perfectly. We want to do it in such a way that it looks like this, and if it doesn't, we throw it away. And that perfectionism is what can create the biggest obstacle and the biggest blocks in our own lives. So the next one, make sure you drink lots of water as well. The next one is a different chant. Again, it's in the comments. This next meditation is to stop the drums of war. Sat Narayan Wahe Guru Hari Narayan Satanam. Those are the words of the mantra. Again, we're going to just simply sit with our eyes closed down, focus to the third eye point, and we'll inhale and begin. Sat Narayan Wahe Guru Sat Hari Narayan Satanam. Sat Narayan Wahe Guru 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 Hari Narayan Satanam. Inhale deeply. Squeeze the anus, the sex organs, the navel point. Move that energy up through the crown. Eyes gazing at the third eye with the tongue at the roof of the mouth. Hold it here. And then with a cannon breath out through the mouth, exhale. Again, inhale, squeeze. Cannon breath out through the mouth. Last time. Squeeze. Draw that energy up. You have the fire and the power within you. Exhale, cannon breath out. Keeping the eyes closed down. Hands over the heart. Go within. Ask yourself, what inside of you? Where can you be kinder to yourself? What aspects of yourself are you not happy with? What brings you anger? What sadness do you feel and grief that you haven't healed, that you still hold on to, that still resides within you, physically, emotionally, and mentally? Just bring some loving attention and awareness to anything that arises, any thoughts, sensations, feelings Be willing to sit with it. No matter how uncomfortable something is, it's there because it wants you to honor it, to acknowledge it, to recognize it. Once you're willing to do that and you do it, it dissipates, it moves on. You allow that energy to move. You don't want to hold on to anything. You don't want to be stuck because you're holding on to and resisting letting go of what no longer serves you. The willingness to show up in the most uncomfortable situations is where you allow that energy to be released and transmuted, and you become that much lighter, freer, and healed individually, and then you radiate out so collectively we can all feel it. Inhale. Exhale. Let me know how these meditations are resonating with you. Whatever comes up, if you're wanting to share or willing to share, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love for you to go into our Ridiculously Authentic group, create a new post, and let us know what it is in yourself that you're recognizing that's coming up during these times. How you may be triggered, or what it is you feel when you see the circumstances, these global events, whether it's the fires or these war drums that are beating. Whatever comes up for you, there is some healing in that for you. We're here to heal one another, but we have to do it for ourselves first. And we want to create ripples of healing and love to support that evolution, to create a new conscious life, a new world of love and light. Not airy-fairy, we know things are happening. We all have something. But to be fully grounded and present in your physical body, not reaching out for things to numb out the pain or dull our senses to it or our awareness to it. Because when we numb the pain, we also numb the joy. Hence why there are addictions, because once you've numbed the pain, now you're trying to reach out for something to make you feel. So you're jumping on the pendulum and you're swinging back and forth. Don't want to feel this, but I want to feel. It's such a paradox, wanting and also denying at the same time. Hence why so many of us are suffering, are in turmoil, are in anger, frustration, resentment. All that builds up because we're unwilling to look at what's underneath the surface. To go within and to heal takes courage and vulnerability. But it takes your willingness first to step in and step out of the comfort, to step into the dark, the discomfort. You got to shed that light on yourself. And so when things are rumbling up within you, make time for you. That's when you need to make more time for yourself, to nourish, to love on you. If something outside of you is angering you, you need to make time for you. Because nothing can take you out of you unless you allow them to. And that's giving away personal power. We're all powerful beings. And it's so important that you know that. You don't need vindication or validation. You just need to go within. So you're not going without. So. Cheers. And thank you very much for tuning in, because every little bit counts, and your willingness to show up as a voluntary participant in life is what is needed in the world today. We all need you. You need you. I need you. The world needs you. I need me. You need me. The world needs me. We all have gifts. We all have talents. We have blessings to share. And we're here for a reason. So with that said, I say thank you again. We'll close out with the long time sunshine, which is may the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. We're going to change the words, actually. We're going to say on we. We're going to change the words to we, not just you. And we're going to do it for ourselves the first round through, and then for all of humanity, all of the earth, every single being on this planet the second time. And then we'll close with this long time with the Sat Nam. Inhale to begin. May the long time sun shine upon us, all love surround us, and the pure light within us guide our way on. May the long time sun shine upon us, all love surround us, and the pure light within us guide our way on, guide our way on, guide our way on. Inhale for a long Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Let there be peace. Let there be peace. Let there be peace. Let it begin with us. Let us spread the love, all the light, radiating out the love within to all beings. May all beings be happy. May all beings be in peace. I love you so much. Thank you again. Have an amazingly blessed day. Truly, the world needs you. I love you.